will do, and you can write them down if you want to. Effort, progress, process, details. Let's anglicize it just slightly. Here's effort. Grace, well done for your hard work. Progress, which is, this is where you were, this is where you are. When I saw your picture last week, you hadn't really managed to capture its movement, but now I get a real sense of the train coming towards me. Process, that is, how it was done. You thought hard about perspective and been careful about how you've shown it. And detail. The way you've drawn the smoke, how the track narrows, the size of the engine at the front, all add to the sense of movement. Effort, progress, process, detail, and guess what? We can always finish with another sentence of effort. What else are you going to do to make the picture even better? Or how's your picture next time going to be better still? Is it easy to give, do you think, descriptive praise? Well, we had a yes and a no, which is lovely because now we've got all bases covered for start. Okay, look, no, but yes, with practice. You mean, in other words, hard in the beginning, but once I rewire my brain for it to become automatic, then it becomes easy. I mean, this requires a lot of thinking, doesn't it? I'm the sort of good job teacher, right? Or at least I'm training myself not to be. I don't say good job, I say well done. Well done, Kevin, keep that up, fantastic. Jay, lovely, nice piece of work, keep it going, boys, yeah, great. And of course, the reason I do that was because that's what I received when I was growing up as a child. Well, I didn't, it was the boy next to me who received it. But I heard it, and I've interjected it into my own teaching. And I know that I've got to notice myself doing it and retrain myself not to do it and give descriptive praise. I guess the other thing is, there's a lot there to give. But maybe the trick is this. We don't always have to give it all. We can do effort or progress or process, or process or detail. But when we're giving praise, not outcome, not intelligence. So, let's go back to the magic 3, please. Exercise 1. Can you get rid of the word 3? It's not 3 things that we need to do. The next, of course, is something about praise. And can you get the words, write the word 4 next to it? And let's get rid of that horrible word magic. Let's have instead gritty. This is better. The gritty 4. Let's relabel it. And then what I want you to do is this. Underneath your bottom brain, if I can phrase it that way, I want you to draw the outline of another brain, and then beside it, write descriptive praise. These are the 4 things that we need to do as educators. To remind you of descriptive praise, you can put in brackets, if you like, C number 3. That's Rennie's bit. We need to explicitly teach the top 3 to our students. And we need to actively give them descriptive praise. Descriptive praise is number 4. Oh, Direct was asked this question. What about the times the student really impresses us by doing something quickly, easily, and perfectly? Isn't it appropriate to show our admiration for the child's ability? It's a fair question, isn't it? It really is. Here's our answer. My honest opinion is that we should not. We should not be giving students the impression that we place a high value on their doing perfect work on tasks that were easy for them. A better approach would be to apologise for wasting their time with something that was too easy and move them to something that is more challenging. When students make progress in or master that more challenging work, that's when our admiration for their efforts should come through. What advantages does the growth mindset student have over the fixed mindset student? I want to hear 3. They will stretch themselves. Thank you. They are adventurous. What a beautiful word. Because it implies that they're happy to take risks. Adventurous. Stretch. And third? Success. And of course there is an outcome. They are more successful. Let's change it. What advantages does the growth mindset teacher have over the fixed mindset teacher? Could it possibly be the same 3 answers? Could there be another one, perhaps, or another 2 that's specific just to teachers? Something about belief, in the students. Yeah. Crucial idea, isn't it? Let's change it again. What advantages does the growth mindset head teacher? Must be the case. What advantages does the growth mindset beanstalk person? I wasn't sure of your label. Forgive me. Have over the fixed mindset beanstalk person? It makes sense to me. What advantages does the growth mindset parent have over the fixed mindset parent? Well, given that I blame parents for everything, it must be quite a lot. What advantages does the growth mindset... I ran out of stuff on my list. What advantages does the growth mindset Hollywood actor have? But it must be the case. Give me an occupation that's out of this world, an out-of-this-world occupation. What advantages does the growth mindset astronaut have over the fixed mindset astronaut? And of course they do, because we've probably seen that film, Apollo 13. Do you remember when they went up and they got into troubles with Kevin? We're all gonna die. What's his name? Bacon. Remember? We're all gonna die. But luckily he was the only one that had a fixed mindset on that particular board, because everyone else said no. And everyone else back at NASA, if you remember the film, they had growth mindsets. And do you remember how they tried to resolve the problems of the leaking oxygen and the whole how they were going to save energy? Can you remember how they tried to do that? They tried to do it with duct tape and toilet roll holders. Do you remember? And they did it, and it kept on going, no, this isn't working. And then eventually they managed it through a process called trial and error. In other words, there was tons of failure. Question 2. Question 2 is the most important question I'm going to ask you today, and I bet you can predict it. And even if you can't predict it, when I show you the question, I bet you say, oh yes, of course. Of course that makes sense to me. Of course that would be the question that Robin would ask now. Here's the question. Do you have a fixed or growth mindset? In other words, do you avoid challenges or seek them out, embrace them? Do you give up with obstacles when they get really, really difficult for you? Or do you persist? Would your colleagues say of you that you see effort as, in some regards, pointless? Or would they say, oh, we're going to do this together? Yeah, I'm going to count to 3. On 3, you're going to say Path to Mastery in your best Darth Vader voice. If you're not really into the idea of doing this, by the way, that's a fixed mindset idea that you're having. Give yourself a telling off. 3, 2, 1, it's going to happen. Or would they say of you that you see effort as the 3, 2, 1, Path to Mastery? Fantastic. And feedback. If you get a bit of feedback, can get right under your skin. Can it ruin the day, the week, the month? Or do you say, well, it's a learning opportunity. I want good quality feedback to allow me to move from where I am to where I want to be, and the success of others. Do you sometimes wish that person, just fail a little bit? No, a lot. Or do you say to yourself, well, it's an inspiration. They can do it, he can do it. It's about being open to it. I hope for you, not as educators now, but as human beings, the answer is growth. Because if it is, then I think you go on more, it was down here somewhere, adventures. I think you think more interesting thoughts. I think you push yourself more. I think the world becomes a bigger place, not a smaller place. But of course, you are educators, and I hope you are as educators, because as educators, you're more likely to have growth mindset students, because we can induce it through what we believe. But come on, Robin, for goodness sake, maybe I've had a fixed mindset for such a long time that there's just nothing I can do about it yet. It's a good question, and I'm very glad that you asked. But of course, we know the answer to that, and the answer is yes, you can. It's called neuroplasticity. You know that Gloria Gaynor song? Do you know the one, I am what I am? Do you know that Gloria Gaynor? Well, Gloria, you're wrong. Gloria, you can change yourself, Gloria. It's that thing there up. Gloria, can you go back to that song, please? And can you rewrite those lyrics? Yes, and good luck trying to find a word that rhymes with neuroplasticity. Surely the trick is to notice our fixed mindset thoughts and turn them into growth mindset thoughts. So if your thought is something like this, it's too hard. Change it to, this is wonderfully hard. If you hear yourself saying, feedback, change it to, I need feedback to improve. You do, because you can't see stuff about yourself that you can't see. If you hear yourself saying, I'm less than her, him, them, change it to, well, if she, he, they can do it, then I can do it too. You know, feedback and us to master. If you hear yourself saying, this will make me look foolish, a common one, that one, change it to, this will help me grow. It will. Oh yeah, you will muck it up and fail, right? But it will still help you grow. If you hear yourself say, I'm going to fail, change it to, I'm failing! Yippee! Means I'm learning! And you can say that to Ofsted too when they come to the school. Feel free. If you hear yourself saying, I can't do this, well actually that only needs the addition of one extra word right at the end. I can't do it yet. It's called the power of yet. A last activity before we finish. It's a very easy to use mnemonic. I'm sure you'll be using it with your students soon. I'll say it to you the first time. Waiga tada madim. Just rhythms off the tongue. It stands for what I'm going to do to make a difference in my, well, the C could be classroom, but for Beanstalk people it might be the corner of the room that you operate with the students. So we can have corner. I want you to choose, now let's really carefully, just one thing from today that you are going to take away with you. Write it down on that bit of paper that you are going to do that's going to make a difference in how you work professionally. Just one thing. And physically write it down on that bit of paper, turn it into ink. Right? One thing that you can take away today to make a difference. Once you've written that, look at it again and say to yourself, look, if I do this thing, I might muck up once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. That's okay. I'm meant to. It's not something I can do right away. I need to reprogram my brain through repetition and practice. Allow yourself to muck it up in the process of getting it right, whatever that thing was